back in fanatical prospecting, back in the message matters. I believe that's chapter 14. Couple of quick housekeeping items, though, because I'm looking at you guys since you're here to be fantastic leaders and also know what the heck's going on. So, number one, Monday is a holiday. We are clearing the decks of all appointments Monday. So, you guys have a free day. If you're leaning into work, awesome. Just know that we will not have the 8, the 9, any of the epic stuff. We are clearing the calendar Monday. Number two, Thursday and Friday, minimum. I'm not sure what my schedule looks like Wednesday at the moment. I have all kinds of preventative doctor work. And so I'm going to really be looking to you guys to lead on those days. I know for a fact Thursday I won't be around. Friday I won't be around. And Wednesday's if possible. So I'll let you guys know what the content's going to be. I'll let you guys know where we're at. And you guys as a team can run and lead and make me smile when I listen to the recordings. So that being said, guys, more on messaging matters. A lot of detail in here I want to make sure we cover on what to say, how to say it, when to say it, what language to use. So what did you guys pull from the content? And of course, anything previous is wide open as well.
I'll just say this, Russ. I'm catching up on the reading. I started reading yesterday. I'm halfway through chapter 13. So
wow, you cranked.
I'm a speed reader. What can I
nice.
say? Like a sponge. So I'll
well,
have
then
more.
What's hitting you between the eyes, man? I love that. By the way, this is his day 2 here, and he has already gotten the book 13 chapters through. That's a rock star behavior right there. So give us your insights, brother.
Thanks. To kind of paraphrase it all, 13 chapters, it's productivity over toxicity, utilizing your time the most efficiently, working smarter rather than harder is kind of what I'm picking up on a lot of it. And what kind of coincides with it is where focus goes, that's where your energy is going to flow too.
Fantastic. Any particular nuggets you highlighted? By the way, we didn't even go through kind of Russ's house rules. Get the book, run the green highlighter, green the color of money. Anything that had jumped off a page at you in particular?
Don't procrastinate. Literally, like don't do too much research on your potential clients, because what's it going to get you? You know, a phone call and a voicemail, right? And it coincides with what you said to me when I first met you, Russ. Jump in, take a swing, you know, just do it. What's the worst they're going to say is no, or you get a voicemail, right?
Yeah.
Strike up a conversation.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. What else you guys have? Andres. All right. Look at this, man.
I got page 148. Assume you will get what you want. Always assuming you will get what you want. Mindset is a positive expectations that manifest in your outward body language, voice, inflection, and tone, and the words you use. Just always approach it with that mindset. You're always going to get what you want every time you ask for something, every time you're approaching a conversation.
I love this quote from Gittimer. And by the way, Gittimer is on our reeling list this year. We're going to get some of his content in the room as well. The assumptive position is the strongest selling strategy in the world. Translation, mindset. That's all it is. Going in with an attitude of energy of magic's going to happen today. I'm going to get what I'm after. I'm making calls. I'm going to set appointments. I'm going on an appointment. I'm going to close a listing or a buyer. I'm going out to show houses. Today, the buyer's going to make a buy decision. All those mindset assumptions of you on your environment are going to lead to magic happening. And someone else may want to jump into some of these examples of how it shows up in your language. Celeste, you're up.
I noticed so many things, so I'll just pick 2. One was no one wants to be pitched. You hate it, I hate it, and prospects hate it. So they actually want us to, there's a concept of a script, but it doesn't necessarily mean that someone wants you to read a script. It should be yours. It should be something that is part of who you are. And the second was confidence and enthusiasm are the two most powerful and persuasive nonverbal messages you send to prospects. So that leads right into that assumptive close where you're presenting in such a way that you're in effect saying naturally you're going to sign this.
Think about it. I'm going to ask the room by show of hands. How many of you so far this week, when you have been doing your lead generation, your prospecting, your conversations, have shown up confident, enthusiastic, and assuming it's going to go great?
Yeah, I do.
Some hands up. Not everybody, though. So working on just those three very well could change the outcome. It's all between the ears. What else you guys have?
I'd like to add to that too. When you ask enough questions that you know what the person is needing, the assumption and the confidence comes from, you know, you can help them get it. So it's not a manipulation. It's the listening skills help you help them to get where they're going. Therefore, you are a benefit and a blessing in their life. So you're not manipulating anything. You don't have to manipulate. You don't have to do that. You just listen and hear where they're going.
So here's the fun part on this that I want to kind of put in the room today. What is the purpose of our prospecting conversations? What is the true goal of our prospecting conversations? Go, Celeste. What is it?
An appointment.
Thank you. Set an appointment. So what would it be like? And by the way, Jesse, I was thinking of you because I know you'll test it. If I created a quick call script that was quick to the point for an appointment with the bridge and the because all built into it. How many people in this room, whether it was for consumers, because I'm thinking one of them for the people in your database, either your KV core or your cell phone, that you have no idea who the blank they are. And thinking of one for recruiting. If I wrote those two, how many people would put them to work and test them confidently, enthusiastically, and with assumption, and give me the feedback on how they work? Show of pause. Jesse, your hand better be up, brother. All right. So that's on my schedule this afternoon to put pen to paper and start working on that and draft. And again, these are tests for you to just run with because this is about quantity over quality. So they're going to be short, brief, to the point, appointment setting. And if it's a no, that's awesome. You're just keeping track. All right. I want to know what the numbers look like. That's the key for me. So love you're doing that. Nafrita, I saw your mic hot. I saw Dorothy's, and I know I got Ryan.
I have a quick question.
Hold on, Dorothy. Nafrita's first. Then I'm coming to you.
So just to piggyback off what you guys said, like they mentioned something about the horse and the horse's sense to pick up on fear, right? And I guess with many animals as well. And if they sense that fear or if they sense that excitement, right, or if they sense that you feel confident or it's knowledgeable, they're going to be attracted to that. Or there, it says one of the truths about human behavior is people tend to respond in kind. So whatever you give, that's what they're going to show up as. So if we show up enthusiastic, feeling energized, feeling like we're going to kick some butt, then that energy will then be reflected in their behavior as well. So that's kind of what I got from there.
And by the way, Nafrita, you're absolutely right. We all actually can sense that thing. We all have the ability. if we just practice and tune in to read people's body language and to know what's going on. Ultimately, boys, I have two great examples / stories. My former coach, Ron Potulski, would call me, so it was a voice-to-voice coaching call. And based on my answer of his call, knew where the call needed to go. He was that intuitive that he knew if something was right, something was wrong, just from the way I answered. And that's a skill that he built and developed. Now, on the horse front, Nafritha, you're going to love this. I actually have had a number of horses in my life. I rode in college. And when Marcy and I were first dating 28 years ago, I took her up to the family ranch in Colorado. My horse had been there 5-6 years, never ridden. And I, jumped on bareback, no problem. Things were fine. And then we were going to ride double, and I was bringing her up. And he has never reacted that way before. Her fear, her stress caused him to be, and I've got this great photo my dad shot of Marcy halfway off the horse, pulling me with her. So my question for you guys is, how often are you pulling others down as well with your fear? This is where we get to practice that assumptive, practice that confidence to make sure that never happens to us. Dorothy, what is your question?
What I was going to say when Celeste said get an appointment, I was going to say find out what they want. Listen to them. And is that the wrong answer?
Here's the fun part. And I'm having this internal debate. We could, and my original scripts are coaching scripts right out of the gate to find out what they need and then set an appointment. And what I'm testing is, what if we have set an appointment for the coaching conversation to go into the next serious conversation, whether it's talking about buying or selling or talking about coming and being a part of our family. So I'm breaking out my current scripts into an extra step at the beginning, because I'm visualizing, right or wrong or indifferent, that maybe, just maybe, a willingness to set the first appointment will be the first willingness domino that'll make the others fall. I'm open to the possibility. I've been attempting to close right out of the gate. Maybe we need to take a step back and set an appointment first, have our discovery calls as an appointment rather than live right there on the first call, and then roll into the next one. That's what I want to test. So we'll find out, Dorothy. How does that sound?
Good.
Awesome. Ryan Van Ornum, I saw that mic was hot. What jumped off the page at you, my friend?
The thing that jumped off the page for me on this is you have to basically shut up. It means that when you've shot your shot, that you can't just keep over talking the situation, because you're going to talk your way out of the business. All right. 3 things happen to you when you just sit back after you've made the ask. You get where you get to the yes faster, you get to the no faster, and you get to the objection faster, or the maybe faster. Okay. Instead of being able to just hem and haw and talk your way out of it by just continuing to talk. The person that talks first loses a lot of times with that situation. So if you're asking, are you ready for me to sell your house? And you sit there and you let them, I don't know, just saying it right now, did any of you feel that? That's what I'm saying. Are you ready to make a move over to this brokerage? Are you ready to take your career to another level? I'm sitting here, I'm seeing some people finally starting to move and shake their heads. Okay, because for me, when I started, I bumbled this and fell over myself, and everything else came out because I did not have confidence in the ask. So that's what I'm trying to get at with this. What are your thoughts about that, guys and ladies?
Think about that for a moment. Your willingness to, what I always label is, let the silence do the heavy lifting. Your willingness to do that shows your confidence. So much fun for me when I ask you guys, okay, what are your takeaways? Do I ever speak again? Not until one of you do, or I see a mic come on. Period. I mean, we can sit here and stare at each other for 30 minutes if that's how you want the day to go. And yet you guys start getting uncomfortable. And I've got a few key folks in here that'll step up and fill that. Your consumers will do the same thing. I have sat at a table asking a closing for a listing because in the listing process we teach, we get through the presentation, we get to anything outstanding, the objections show up, you handle the objection. Well, you isolate the objection, then handle the objection and close. And I have sat there silently at a table for 5.5 minutes, looking at a husband and wife. They realized that I had the confidence in where I was. Okay. That's going to show it. So I challenge you, because this is what it is. Are you uncomfortable when that silence is sitting there, Carrie? Yeah. Who is going to power through the discomfort? That's going to be the winner. Who's going to keep their mouth shut until the other one breaks?
Hey, Coach, tell us the story about you having somebody break the silence by asking to pray about it.
One of my personal favorites. That's coming in. By the way, this husband and wife and their kids are still in my circle. Call me about real estate, because there's a number of objections they can have. You know, we want to think about it. Another agent said they would sell it for less money. There's a lower commission. We have all the objections, and the we have to think about it also can potentially go, we want to pray on it. I've had it happen twice. And in both situations, my position has been fantastic. Let's pray. Because I am a man of faith. I'm happy to take and run with it. And I lead the prayer. And the box is now checked that we prayed about it. And in both cases, because they saw, now this doesn't work if you're not a person of faith. It's got to be genuine. It's got to be heartfelt. And by the way, if the objection is we want to sleep on it, I don't recommend you start walking towards the master bedroom. Okay. That's what I haven't figured out the way around that one. Just so you know. All right. Carrie, I see your mic's hot, my dear.
Oh, I just so that I could talk to you when you ask me questions. That's all.
All right. What else you guys have?
Listening to you talk just now just made me think. I was trying to find it. There's a part where it says, like there's a science. Part of this is science and something else. I don't know if anybody remembers that part in the book where it said something about that. But it just reminds me, like, right, this crafty part of being okay with being uncomfortable, right? Being okay with asking the right questions. Being okay with sitting in the silence. Like you just said, like there's a few times you do that. Well, not a few times. Every time you do that, you ask the question and you be quiet, and it makes it a bit uncomfortable because it's like, okay, somebody needs to say something. We need to speak up. What did you learn? Like, just jump in. And I guess for me, it's like I need to practice being okay with that space on the other side where I'm asking the question and I'm just waiting. And even just now when Ryan did it, it was like just sitting and waiting. Okay, then your mind starts to go. and then the truth comes out, right? You want to speak something, and naturally it will most likely be that innate gut feeling or whatever you're feeling. But also I think that's nice that you did that prayer thing. Maybe one day I'll try it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. And by the way, it was fun to watch you guys when Ryan would ask those questions in this room. I could watch some of you after he only sat silent for like 5 seconds.
I know.
Your body language shifting.
Yeah.
Okay? So your clients are going to do the same if you're just willing to do it. Boy, I got a whole bunch and I love this. So, Ryan, I know you have a further comment. Hold tight on that. I'm going to hit Justin, Celeste, and then come back to Ryan.
The way that I learned that shutting up piece was it was taught that the first person to speak loses. And it's kind of always stuck with me. I think there's some truth to that. I think what Nefrita was saying, I don't know if this is the exact thing that you're pulling from the book, but there was a quote I liked as a chapter or two back, right at the very opening of the chapter. It said prospecting is an art and science. The art is saying it to the right, for saying the right thing, and the science is saying it to the right person at the right time, something like that, by Jeb Blount. I think that is gold. And along the same lines of this shutting up piece, I've really noticed, both with clients and with other agents of late, so very recently for me, that the more I just ask questions about what they think, what they feel, what they want, and don't try to sell anything, the less I say, the better it seems to go. And some of that is modeling what I've seen from you, Russ, and from some others. But it's a huge key. Get the other people talking. Let them talk. You ask questions to steer the conversation in a direction or another to get them to speak on the topic that you'd like to know about. But then the answers are theirs. And if I do all the talking, it turns into blah blah blah. I don't think they hear half of it. So.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And you're leaning into learning that, and so many others in this room are as well, that the minimal number of words to get to the goal is the goal. And as came in first in the room, and I forget who brought in initially, actually, I think it might have been Jesse, might have been Andres, we talk ourselves out of the business. So here's a nugget I want to give all of you. When someone has said yes to a listing appointment, when they have said yes to a buyer's appointment, they have already chosen you. It's already yours. They're only looking for a reason to say why not. They're 100% yes, only looking for a reason for a no. The less you talk, the less opportunities to give them a no. Celeste, you're up.
So just a little bit ago, I talked about, don't sound like you're using a script because it doesn't sound genuine. Now I'm going to take that back. And the reason why I'm going to take that back is because I had the fortune this week of getting a recording of Tom Trong and Dick Lee, who are doing stellar recruiting. They've got a meeting that they have that you can follow. And in this conversation, one of the conversational points was to get the person you're speaking to feel their pain. And the question is, what is their pain? And they went through this whole process of asking, and this is all about attraction. How's your business? Tell me about your office. And of course, as that conversation point came up, somebody said, well, I'm in the office and I'm making phone calls, and I was confirming a phone number, and the person sitting at the next cubicle took the phone number and tried to undercut them on the prospect. And I said, wow, that was something that happened to me, but I never really put it out there to say that was the reason I left. But I want to say this whole idea of you're asking questions, but these are scripted questions. These are things that if you don't know what to ask, write it down. Use these as your mantra to say, these are the questions. Maybe it's a top 5 to say, how do I get this person to open up to me? And these are the questions you should be thinking about.
Could I add a question to that?
Of course, Justin.
So, and this is, I'm going to direct this at myself, and I wouldn't have thought of it without you saying that, Celeste. But, and I've said that whole thing with the script, and, you know, I'll just wing it, or, you know, what I would say, what I wouldn't say. The question I just asked myself, what if the script is right, and I'm just not right for the script yet?
Ooh.
Well, there's no way I'm going to allow you to ever say you're not right for the script. What I am going to allow you to say is I
Not yet grown into it.
mastered the language, the tonality, the rate of speech, and the body language to go with that script. It's a,
Okay.
it's
I like it.
It's not an innateness. All of you have the ability to speak the way I do and to use the language I do. You want to have a little fun, Celeste? And can I gloat a little?
Oh my. Yes.
Who was Tom Trong's recruiting coach when he only had 13, 14 FLQAs?
I'm going to gather you were.
Absolutely.
And I will say, listening to Tom Trong, I have his recording. I'm happy if there's a way to figure out to share it. I would share it with you so that you can hear where this guy's mindset. It's his mindset that is the power. And he's got people who are following him now because they hear his simplicity of his message.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, guys. And all of us can do this. That's the best part is we can do this. So, Nafritha, give us your 30-second CNN. And Ryan, we're going to wrap with you, brother.
Oh, so kind of want to throw that out there. Carrie, I think I would love to connect with you. I think you said you're in Georgia, so probably if you could put your phone number, if you would love to connect, I would love to do that. But one of the things I was gonna say was, yeah, we always hear like it's not what you say, but how you say it. But here we're learning it is what you say and how you say it. And so one of the things that jumped out to me is, are you aware of the prejudices that you may have, right? Sometimes we use certain words or we use certain tones or a slang or whatever it may be. Are you aware of those things that you're using that may offend others? And not that you're supposed to always alter yourself, but just being aware of that. Because I went further and looked up the word, and a few things jumped out at me was command, password, or signal. So I wrote with that word, what am I commanding my prospect to do? Right? With the password, am I providing my prospect with the key to unlock what they want? And with the signal, am I signaling my prospect to go, to slow, or to stop? So that
Amen.
was.
And by the way, back to this, how you say it, what you say, one of my favorite Russisms I've used in all the rooms I've been in. You can tell somebody to go to hell, and if you do it the right way, they look forward to the trip. Ryan, bring us home.
One thing just to remember on this, guys, is when we're in this group, take it and run with it. So I challenge one person to turn on their mic and just practice real quick, 30 seconds, ask for it, and sit there until someone breaks. Who's ready? Nafritha, you've been making great strides. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. I was like texting, but tell me what I need to do. I'm sorry.
All you gotta do is ask for the business.
Okay, Ryan. I would love for you to join my team. I see that you're probably one of the top leaders in your area. How about you come over and join me with DXP?
You know what? I'm very interested in that. Is there a time that we can set another appointment to talk about it?
Definitely. I'm available tomorrow at 1 and also Saturday at 12. What time works best for you?
Awesome. Saturday at 12.
I'll talk to you then.
Great job. All right. We are at 9:32, 2 minutes over. It was worth it. You guys are rock stars. We are reading the next chapter.